The foundation of Atlanta when it comes to the music is JD.
Yeah.
Listen to what Jermaine Dupri says as it relates to hip hop not being appreciated from, we'll just say.
Let's play the record, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I don't want to. Don't give me the. Don't give me the line saying what he's saying. Y'all listen to it. Make your own. Make your own assumption.
People don't have appreciation for hip hop, and that has become a thing in hip hop now to not appreciate the things that came and got you to this space, right?
And what was the turn though? Because he was like a father figure to him.
Yeah, but
and now he was like his son.
I feel like the outside world makes you not appreciate that. That's what I'm saying. That's what it does. It's the hip hop world that we live in right now don't appreciate shit. Like for real. Like when I wore the high top fade the other day in the video, right? It's people on there that's so much more concerned with me thinking that I want to wear this at my age and saying I'm going through a midlife crisis, as opposed to looking at it and saying, damn, that's that hip hop. That's what you would do if you was what hip hop did, right? Hip hop made do any and everything, and we never had a problem. We never questioned it. It was because it was hip hop. And
y'all get the gist of what he's saying.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all saw the high top fade.
I didn't.
Joint that he had.
It looked funny.
Did it?
See, you one of the people. See,
it was an Afro cake. He
I
had
mean,
the Steve Harvey.
Yo, he definitely. Whoever did it though,
He had the Mr. Hightower.
Yeah.
Hey yo, whoever did that mug though, it showed like he grew a head full of hair, had departed it and everything.
It did. He looked like he was fresh from juice.
Good call.
We getting sidetracked again.
Yeah,
though.
but let's
Anyway,
That's my
what
fault.
y'all think about what JD said? Because I think there's something there, especially the part about the high top. Because I saw the comments, and 95% of them were, "He's in a midlife crisis. You old. This is why you're doing that." And his point as to why he did it or the inspiration, I think he might have a point on there. Jay Moore, what you think about what he said, based off what you heard?
No, because I watched this entire interview.
Okay, you saw it.
Yeah, so I know exactly what's going on. And he's right to a certain extent. I mean, just people will, instead of seeing what you wore, what you're doing, they'll question why you did it, or they'll try to project, their feelings towards you. And there are people who have a certain feeling towards Jermaine Dupri. For whatever reason, and I think some of it is. I think there's a reason why there's certain people that just don't like Jermaine Dupri, and it's a real petty reason. I think it's because at one point he was getting it in with Janet Jackson.
I knew it. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I think there are people they were like, "Damn, I sure wish that was me." You know what I'm saying? Because Chris Rock told it was a funny joke, but at the same time, I can see where Jermaine Dupri felt some kind of way.
Jermaine Dupri walk in the room when I'm like, "Damn, I had a shot."
And I think that's why a lot of people still to this day, even though like their relationship did not work, to where like people are like, man, get Jermaine Dupri out of here. But with him in the high top fade or whatever, it's just, look, I remember one time I was out and I said, I'm hosting a party tonight, and I had on my one of my hockey jerseys, and the person said, "Is it a 90s party?"
Wow.
And I said, "No, this is just how I dress." But I mean, like, that's just how some people they can't put two and two together like that, as far as like what it is. It's showing, and
that's
the thing
your
is,
thing.
and I do it also because my favorite era of hip hop, when if you look at hip hop from like 92 to 94, 95, there were hockey jerseys everywhere.
The Gin and Juice video did it for me.
To Black Moon, to Nas, The World Is Yours. He had on the New Jersey Devils home jersey. Like, you can go to a certain area, and that's it, because it was an aspirational thing. Yeah. And so like when I had a little money and I knew I had access to that, that's what I got into. So that's, of course, I'm actually a hockey fan. Grew up watching the St. Louis Blues, but it's also because, but I have exactly, but I have so many hockey jerseys because I was like, oh, I want that jersey I saw in the Black Moon video, and there are people that just can't pick up on that. And so like when they see Jermaine Dupri rocking the high top fade, instead of saying, oh yeah, we remember that area of hip hop, that's what made us love this, that, and the third, they'd be like, oh, he going through a midlife crisis.
What you think, bro, in terms of the audio, what you heard?
I think he was right. Especially about him just not getting the credit that he really deserves when it comes to like hip hop and
just music in general. What he doesn't get his props.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes.
And the thing that hit me the most was when he was talking about Jermaine, him and Bow Wow, and he was talking about how the fans make him not be appreciated. You know what I mean? Just because he didn't write his own, Bow Wow didn't write none of his music or whatever, and people used that as a way to discredit Bow Wow for what he meant during his time period.
Right.
But Bow Wow was huge, man. And all the people, the same people that are using that to discredit him, they were fans. They were showing up at the Scream tours and all that stuff.
Still showing up.
That's a good point.
With B2K and everything.
But
I hate him.
to keep it a buck,
I hate him. Sorry.
Bow Wow did it to himself. Like all the corny stuff. You know what I mean? All the corny stuff, like with the Bow Wow challenge and all that stuff, just realizing that, bro, you're not that dude no more. You know what I mean?
And
like,
it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
I think it was.
But it's just weird because it happened to him at such a young age.
Yeah.
Like he was the man when he was 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 27 hit, he had his midlife crisis at 27, 28. Like I don't know how old Bow Wow is now, but you know, usually people don't hit that nostalgia bubble until maybe they're in their late 30s, 40s, sometimes maybe even 50s. Bow Wow hit it in his early 20s going into his 30s.
It's sad, man, when you see stuff like that too, when you hear about like Hollyweird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that video of him like walking in front of them kids, he was like, man, they don't know it's me.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
like that was a stretch, my brother.
They don't know who
you
are at all.
Yeah,
and that's not a
I mean,
knock, but it's just like, yo, you got to understand that like this Hollywood thing and this fame bubble, it affects everybody. You should just hope to stick around long enough to where, I mean, because at one point I just remember when all of a sudden like people. Remember when people just decided they didn't want to like Ja Rule because 50 Cent said so?
Yeah.
And then
that was a thing.
I remember when there's a certain club I was working at, and all of a sudden the DJ said, you know, let's go ahead and start running Ja Rule and Ashanti, and people loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It made its resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to stick around and not go crazy long enough for it. Look, New Edition just left. They were here in town.
Yeah.
And I saw an interview with them. They were like, look, we haven't had a song on the radio in 15 years. We haven't put out a studio album since 2005.
Doesn't matter.
And we're doing arenas. Sometimes you got to wait for that nostalgia bubble. And if you put in enough work, it doesn't matter. You can't get mad at the fans, yourself, or whoever because you're not the hotness right now.
What I thought that was dope that JD said was he talked about how Bow Wow has to deal with the media, the pressure from the fans, even from a standpoint of him not appreciating JD. Like he mentioned that. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about the power of social media to be able to influence even artists and the types of things that they have to go through from bloggers and radio stations. Mm-hmm. He even used Charlamagne as an example. Right. He used that as an example saying, y'all have to remember too that Bow Wow has been in the game so long. It's just been in a fishbowl, you know, since he's been a kid. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the time, some of these things can influence him to think, well, JD really wasn't like that with me, or JD really wasn't as influential as he, you know, as people say he was in my career. In all actuality, we know how much JD did for Bow Wow. We know that. But he talked about you have to give him a little bit of slack too because of the impact of social media kind of been in his mind in terms of how he actually thought about the relationship. When Bow Wow
started out, there was no social media.
Right.
And so now there's there are artists who came into the game before social media. When they see the immediate criticism that they get, it's jarring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, if you got into the game 3 or 4 years ago, you understand that people are just going to talk crazy about you every day. You got to turn your mentions off. You got to understand what it is so these people don't affect actual mental health, because that's what it can do.
As a society, we tend to focus on
the hate.
We focus on the hate because, you know, we don't want to make people upset. You know, we don't want people to not like us, you know.
Lon, what you think about JD?
JD is underappreciated.
Thank you.
And I feel like he's underappreciated in hip hop because he's done so much R&B stuff, probably.
Yes, that's what it is.
You know, when I think of JD, I think of all the stuff he's did with the kids, and he's done the R&B stuff.
Usher and Mariah Carey.
And he's written so much. Like there's no
crazy.
There's no denying JD in the history of music.
If you think about Atlanta, like the foundation of Atlanta,
talk to him.
There is LaFace, and then there's JD.
Talk to him.
Add Dallas Austin.
Talk to him.
That's LaFace. But like when the foundation of Atlanta is JD. And
well, you know,
and he was doing everything.
That's a
well,
good.
You know, you got to understand
that
he's actually from there. Babyface is from here.
Yeah,
and LA is from Cincinnati.
Yeah,
But
So the foundation of Atlanta when it comes to the music is JD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only thing I didn't like was the remix to Welcome to Atlanta. Hey, Welcome to Atlanta remix. Hey,
Like,
Now I'm never gonna be able to hear
Now I
that
can't.
song
Yeah, I ain't gonna never be able to listen to that mug again. Now.